Oh, we've already got a chat. Oh, that's no worries, Michelle. Hey guys, so it's Monday night. It's the 26th of June, and this is to really go over what our 36 days of massive action is going to look like. So basically, after conference, I know a lot of us were really fired up, but I actually just think generally in our team, whether you came to conference or not, we've just got loads of action going on. Some of you guys are just absolutely on fire, and everybody just has a lot of purpose, and everyone's just, really wanting to kick goals. So I just thought this would be a really nice way for us all to come together and really work together and make some magic happen. So I thought we could do the 90-day game plan, and then Linda came out that we're doing one in September. So I decided to make it shorter, and so basically it's 36 days and it takes us up until the end of July. And what I figure is we can do anything for 36 days. If you really want to commit to it, it's something that, it's a short burst of energy really, and we can make some amazing things happen consistently doing the same thing for 36 days. So that's what a game plan is. John Holowati talked about it. It's how he got his business off and running. I have done 2 of them in my business, and they've been both before big promotions. So I just 100% know that they work. You don't always get the results you want on day 1, day 2, day 7, day 10, day 20, but it's really when you stay with it and you do it for the full time, and you really make the commitment that every single day you're going to really give it everything that you've got, then that's really where you see, the amazing stuff happen. So that's what the 36 days of massive action is. Cody did a 90-day game plan. I know she had some really good results. There might be some other girls on here who've done them before, but they 100% work. It's really just all about staying focused and staying in action, and even just I don't know if you guys have watched Linda's training from the other night, but if you haven't, where she wears the goggles and the earphones, but I just think that was really just appropriate for what we're going to be doing as well, because there's going to be things that are going to distract us. But we just need to keep the goggles on and just keep moving forward, because that's really where you see the amazing stuff happen. So if you guys haven't printed off the file that I put, I really encourage you to take a look at it and really map out what your goal is for the next 36 days. It might be something really big. It might be something that, you think that you can't achieve, or I really encourage you guys to dream big. Like, my goal's really big. And at this point, like, getting my mind around it, sometimes I think, oh my God, can I really do that? But that's how you know it's a good goal. When the self-doubt creeps in, and when you start questioning yourself, and if you feel scared to tell somebody what it is, well, then that's a really good goal and you should go for it. And if you don't feel like that, then your goal's too small. So think bigger. But really, I think that the main thing you need to start with is, what does your paycheck going to be on the 31st of July? Because that's really what, is going to affect our lives. And that's, what's really going to be the driving force. So what is it that, is it a $2,000 paycheck? Is it $4,000? I don't know, what it is for you guys. It might be even $1,000 or $500. I don't know. But whatever it is, think about what that's going to give you in your life and what that means that you're going to be able to do. And I really encourage you guys to, I said this before, to really get the people around you on board with it. So I came back from conference, and I told my husband, that I'm going for this, and for the next, I probably will do a 90 days, and it'll be right up until September. But I told him what the end goal is. I told him, this is, we have a family contract. We know what we're working towards. He's on board. So he knows that right now, while I can hear my little girl screaming, and he's having to put her to sleep and fight that at the moment. And I'm in here, like, he's fully supportive because he knows what the end goal is. And I think that you need to have that buy-in from people around you, because there's probably some things you're going to have to say no to if you really want to commit to this. We're all busy. We haven't always all got that time in the day. So for me, it's the evenings that I'm really going to be pouring into my business. So, for me, Monday through Thursday, I'm not going to be watching TV. I'm going to be working on my business 7:30 to 9:30. So he knows that. He expects that. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday are really going to be our days together and our evenings together. It doesn't mean that you have to sacrifice everything, but normally there'll sort of be one thing in your life that might be taking some of your time that you can really steal time from. For me, it's watching TV. It's probably, I don't watch loads, but there's definitely shows that I love. And I saw Offspring's coming back on. And I was like, oh my God, why did I commit to this? No kidding. But I really, really love that show. And I'm like, I can't watch that on a Wednesday. So I'm going to have to do catch up. And that's going to be my reward on a Friday. When I work Monday through Thursday in the evenings, on a Friday I'm going to do catch up, and that's going to be my binge. And you've got to have those little things that you do reward yourself, but you need to work out how it's going to work for you. So I'm going to talk a little bit about, because things are going to come up, and how we can really get around that. But definitely start with what your pay is, maybe what a promotion that you want to go for, or a club level. This is really your goals, guys, not your team goals. I think it's definitely important for everybody to know what their team goals are, but we want to work on our businesses, and you guys have all shown up on this call for a reason. So it doesn't matter that if your team didn't show up on it, don't worry about that. Or if you don't have team, don't worry about that. This is just about what you're going to be doing in your business right now. Honestly, if one person had shown up on this call tonight, that would have been perfect, because I know that one person wants to go for it. The fact there's 11 people, that's unbelievable. Awesome. We're all going to go for it together. But it's all perfect the way it is. So if you're the only person, in your business on the call, then you just know you're going to go full out and play all out. So I think a really important thing to do is really identify how you're going to feel at the end of the 36 days once you've achieved your goal. What does that feel like? What does that look like? What are you going to say yes to? I've really visualized it. If you've got a vision board, pop the check on there that you're going to write yourself. I think that having that feeling and really knowing what that's all about is just so, so important. So, maybe you've got something that a credit card that you want to pay off, or maybe it's even like, that you're going to go on a holiday and you're going to be able to finally book that holiday. Whatever it is, just have that, in end goal so that you know what it is. And I think also then identify what's it going to be like if you don't achieve it as well. What if you're going to get to this end of this 36 days and it's like, well, I kind of went for it, but I didn't really put all into it and I haven't got what I wanted. Like, what's that going to feel like? Because I think, knowing that feeling as well, and that can sometimes be the thing that pushes you. Some people are really pushed by pleasure and some people are pushed by pain. So I know that I work really well from a place of pain. So I know what I don't want, and that's why, I push really hard. But knowing what pleasure, what I'm going to be able to reward myself at the end is really important as well. So definitely not understanding those two things and really writing them down as well, because I think then once there's something about putting pen to paper that really starts to, get your mind, really turning and really getting it as well. So I think once you have your goal and you know what that looks like, and I hope you're all kind of at that point now where you really understand what that looks like for you guys, now it's just really about massive action. So what does that look like every day? So I'm going to just give you an idea of what I'm going to be doing every day. So there's just absolute non-negotiables that are going to happen in my business. I know last 90-day game plan, I actually got up at 5 a.m. in the morning because I couldn't stay up at night. I don't know, Billy was probably still younger, but that was how I got the extra stuff done. So I got up earlier. So maybe that's for you what you do, or I don't know, there might be something in your day that you can kind of do. But for me, that was the only way I was going to find the time. And I just stayed consistent to this, and it worked really well for me. So for me, it's at least 5 reach outs a day. It's backwards, but anyway. So, depending on what you're already doing, or depending on whether you're a really high achiever and you're going to do 10, and there will be some days where I think I'll probably just kick into action and do 10, but absolutely non-negotiable. I cannot go to sleep at night unless this happens. It has to be 5 reach outs a day. So I've just done myself like 5 squares. And then, so I need to fill up a load of these to get through 36 days. I am reaching out to people. Haven't really done a lot with Instagram, so I've decided to start reaching out to people on Instagram. So I'm going to be talking to them, and my message, even I've just seen a few girls already doing this, and the message, first off is going to be, hey, love your page, love that you're into healthy, fitness and cooking, and what if they're mums as well, like, you get to stay home with your mum. Are you doing that full time, or do you work as well, or something like that's going to be something along those lines? Or, are you a full-time stay-at-home mum? Because obviously mums are a big part of my business. And I'm just going to go out, to at least 5 people every day and just reach out and start conversations and start talking to them. And I'm going to use the direct reach out for a lot of them as well. I've got the way I like to do the direct reach out, and I'm happy to share that with you guys. But to me, it won't be just starting conversations. It will be like with my initial network, but if it's people that I'm reaching out to that I don't know on Facebook, or if I'm in a group and I'm adding value and I'm getting comments and I'm reaching out to those people or adding them as friends, I'm going to, really kind of, get to the chase and find out what's happening in their life, and really, be using the direct reach out as much as possible. So that's a non-negotiable that I do 5 of them a day. I'm also been doing more face-to-face stuff, so getting out and actually talking to people face-to-face. I am finding a bit more success with that. I didn't do a lot of it in the beginning, and I think it was a confidence thing, and I think that the more you practice it, the better you get at it. So to me, I've actually found that easier than on social media, because you just talking to people face-to-face, and you can build a relationship really well. Then you can add them on Facebook as well. So lots of networking. Remember, the highest paying activity in this business, if you don't do anything else, is talking to people, starting conversations, building networks. How's life going? What are you up to? All that sort of stuff. What are you doing for work these days? Do you like that? Is that what you've always wanted to do? Have you ever thought about doing anything else? Have you ever considered an online business? All that sort of stuff. They're the high paying activity, guys. If you're doing nothing else, as Linda says, everything else is low priority. That's the high priority stuff. So that's absolutely non-negotiable for me. And we're starting another live event as well in 2 weeks in WA. So that'll be another high paying activity for me that I'm going to do. I'm starting it on a Thursday. Will the first couple of weeks it just be myself and the girls who are organising it? Most probably. Might that go on for a month? Maybe. Will we show up every single week no matter what? Absolutely. That's the way you build events. It's, I know that anyone who started a live event, Adam will say this as well, it was always just them going for the first, how long, and everyone goes to that time of, are we doing the right thing? Why are we still showing up? But showing up is the most important thing. Same with our online events as well. So I'm absolutely committing to doing that as well. I also noticed, for me, this is just my DMO, that on my personal Facebook page, and actually when I went back and I thought about that 9 grid that Jess Shembry does, I noticed I hadn't really shared a whole heap about my business as far as the product goes recently. We'd had a lot of stuff over conference, and I just realised I'm going to start to really filter that back in and be a bit more active on my personal account as well. So I've started doing that, and I've already had quite a bit of action from it, like people reaching out, wanting to know recipes. And I think now's a really nice time to just really be consistent with that, because come another month or 2, we've got another shred coming up, and people will be reaching out to you because it'll be heading into summer, and they've gained a bit of winter weight and they want to get healthy as well. So definitely staying consistent with that as well. And then, obviously my 3-way calls, I'm still trying to put as many people in front of Erin as possible. I give myself a challenge even for this last week. How many people can I put in front of her for a 3-way call? How many conversations do I have to start to be able to start that 3-way conversation with her and get, a 3-way call? So that's really something that's important to me. And I definitely know that's where I see the results. And if they have the 3-way call and it doesn't make sense to people, that's fine. Like, you've literally, all you have to do, you're the messenger, not the message. So you just literally put them, get them to watch an event, and then if they've got questions or they think this sounds amazing or they're still skeptical, but there's something in it that sounds great, it's just straight to a 3-way call. And I really wanted to just quickly go over how I set up a 3-way call, because there are a few different ways, no doubt, and I've been doing it for a little while now. And these are the things that I find, this is how I find more recently works really well. So I am talking to somebody, they've watched an event, they like the idea of it, or they've got some questions, or they just definitely, they kind of want to take their interest more. It wasn't a no, this is not for me. I say, that sounds amazing. It sounds like you've got some really good questions. Let's arrange a time for a chat. What works better for you, daytime or evenings? We come back, we arrange the time. So say we've arranged 7 p.m. on Thursday. And at that stage, I've gone to Erin around that time and said, hey, I've got someone who's interested. We're looking at these times. How's that going to suit for you? And I'm always going to help you guys, like, try and work it in. And I'm sure your uplines if I'm not your upline. And that's the thing, is that if Erin couldn't do it, I would go on to Kira or Adam. So definitely if your upline says, I'm busy, I'm working, you reach out to me or whoever it is. And even Erin, we will always try and fit in what we can with you guys. And then once we've arranged a time, so we've gone and said, yep, great, I'll send the Zoom link. So I'll say, this is the Zoom, this is the program we use. It's called Zoom. It's really easy. It's free to download. It's just really, it's a bit like Skype, but easier to use, and we get to see each other. See you on Thursday or 7 p.m. By the way, I'm just going to get my friend Erin to jump on the call. She's taught me the business. She's been doing it for a while now, and she'll be amazing at answering all of your questions. I have to be honest, I've never had one person come back and say they don't want to jump on a call when I've done it that way. I think that it's really casual. It's completely obligation free. It's just a chat, and it's a bunch of girls, like we're just 3 girls having a bit of a chat about, what an opportunity and if this might work for them. So that's how I do it, and I find it really easy. I never find that anybody thinks it's weird, or I definitely don't call it a 3-way call. I definitely don't call Erin my upline as well. I call her my friend. So it's just my friend who's taught me the business. She's had loads of success, and she'll be amazing at answering your calls, answering your questions. So I hope that helps. Cool. Okay, so I think I've kind of gone over my DMO and my non-negotiables. So it's reaching out is 100%, following up with people, and then really staying consistent with the events. So, I jump on training anyway. That's not really, that's just part of my life, I feel like. But definitely the 2 events that we do, and starting my live event. And then, definitely helping you guys achieve your goals. That's no doubt one of my biggest priorities as well. So I think for you guys, come up with what your DMO is. If anyone's coming up with their DMO right now, I can see a few people writing. Would love you to pop it into the chat, like what your non-negotiables are that you're going to commit to doing for 36 days, and where you think you might be fitting them in your day. I think obviously because we've all got different lives, and my life as a mum might be different to lots of the girls that we've got on here. So any info you guys can share on how you're doing it would be great. I think Cody's typing, but Cody, I'd love if you could share, because I know that you've done one of these 90-day game plans before, and there's definitely some girls who are more in your age demographic with your sort of lifestyle, so they definitely might benefit from that. So then talking about, is it going to get hard? It's definitely going to get hard. Are you going to go, shit, I really don't want to do this today? I'm tired. My 2-year-old's decided she doesn't want to have a sleep anymore. That's when I got stuff done. When am I going to fit it in? Are the kids going to get sick? Is it just going to be like your favourite show's on? I don't know. There's going to be stuff that's going to come up, guys. No doubt. Like, we're all human. It's just definitely going to happen. And what are you going to do over those times that are going to pull you through? What's going to be the thing? 36 days, that's what's going to keep me going, that you can do anything for 36 days. I reckon I was nearly in labour for 36 hours. I can do 36 days. It can't be that hard. But, I just think we can just do anything. I can get up at 5 a.m. every morning for 36 days. I can commit to this. It's not going to be, it's not something that's going to be that hard. So Stacey's just shared she does her 5x5 from freestyle, watch or read something, development or educational. I think that is definitely really good as well. I remember with my first 90-day game plan, I had to watch something every single day because my belief in the industry wasn't a 10 out of 10. So I know I needed to work on that. So literally I would go to bed, and if I hadn't listened to something that day or done some sort of work on it, I would pop my headphones in. I would go onto YouTube and I'd listen to Jim Rohn, or I'd listen to a training, or I'd listen to Emma Snedden. I found that person in the business that really resonated with me. And then I made sure that I just every single day, and it was almost just like repetition, that just by the end of it, things started to happen, but it was because I started to believe, because I was hearing it all the time. So guys, really just identify what your hard is, and when it gets hard that you're going through, I really don't feel like it right now, and how you're going to get yourself to the next level. What is it that, is going to keep, maybe you're going to put some music on that's going to pump you up. Maybe you're going to pop Linda's training on with her goggles and her headset, because she's pretty funny as well. But that was pretty entertaining, and I reckon I could listen to that anytime and it would really fire me up. Or maybe when also that self-doubt creeps in and you're like, I got a no yesterday and I just don't really feel like reaching out to people today, or I don't know if I really want to start conversations, or I'm just not feeling it, I'm hormonal, whatever it is. We all know what it's like. Or maybe you need to reach out to me. You need to send me a message, Leah. I don't know, today just isn't happening. What can I do? And I'll give you the virtual slap that you need. I think whatever it is that you need, just know that when those times come, that you kind of identify them and you move forward with it and really make this a priority. And then what are you going to do? So, like when we get to that, time where it is a bit hard, what's the action plan? I think there's this thing, I listened to this podcast, it was a Lewis Howes one, and it was this lady who, she had this rule, and it's called the 5-second rule, where you count yourself down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you just do something and you just don't think about it. So I think sometimes we can talk ourselves out of it, and sometimes you just need to kind of count yourself down and just start doing it. Eat the frog first, or whatever they call it. Like, just do the messages, do the hard thing that you don't want to do. And if it's the reach outs that you find hard, or it's the follow up, or the customer care, or the whatever it is, you just get that done first thing, so that then you've got all the fun stuff to do after that. Mel's got make an effort to speak to more people that I see regularly but don't really know at Kinsey and Playgroup. I feel like you're already on the massive action plan, Mel, after your message today. No TV for weeknights and read my 4-hour work week instead. So I think lots of us are on the no TV for weeknights. We're on a TV diet, aren't we? But you know what? It's amazing what you see at the end of it. So I think whatever it is for you guys, definitely excited to see what results everybody can get. Cody's got... Yeah, so Cody gets up an hour earlier, and Cody works full time. She does shift work as well. So I definitely can see that if you've got that the hour earlier, and then have intention. Such a good point, Cody. Knowing why you're doing and what the intention is, because if you don't have the intention for the day, it's really hard to get started. And it absolutely sets the mood for the rest of the day. Some people, I remember hearing Christine Drummond, she actually gets up and does meditation first thing in the morning, and it gets her in the mindset. Or, Kira goes for a walk first thing, or maybe that's part of your game plan as well. Like, maybe you incorporate something that is going to shift your mood straight away. Maybe you get up, you put your music on, and you go for your walk before the kids get up, or before you've got to go to uni, or, whatever it is. Find the thing that really works for you. I use the morning one to listen to podcasts or motivational things. So you're a real morning person. I'm not a morning person. The 5 new conversations and writing them down. Definitely, keeping record of them, guys. If you're having conversations, keeping a grid is just such a good idea, and writing your goals down, keeping yourself accountable. And Cody loves virtual slaps as well. Yep, I do know that. Love it. So I'm going to take everybody off mute, and if anyone has any questions, feel free to share. Where am I? Hey guys, we found this useful.
Yeah, super useful.
Cool. The other sheet that I did have on there were these power virtues. So that was for me, I guess, when things get really tough. Some people listen to music, some people have their 5-second rule, whatever it is. For me, it's reminding myself of what my 5 virtues are. So I know that I had some I am statements around my last game plan, and I found it really helpful. But, really just, I guess, working out what your power virtues are for this next 30 days. Like, are you abundant? Are you adventurous, ambitious? Are you going to have complete clarity? Or you're going to be fearless? Like, fearless is going to be one of my virtues, 100%. Like, that is definitely up there. And am I going to be, I don't know, open-minded, be patient with myself, because I'm a person who normally tries to do a million things at once, or selfless, whatever it is, guys. That's what that second page was all about. And that might not speak to you at all, and that's completely fine. Just use the things that really work for you. But for me, having that pinned up, when those things got hard, and I would have a look and I'd remind myself that this is who I am, this is what I'm doing, and then knowing what my goal is, just get to work. So yeah, okay. How does everyone feel about the 36-day game plan?
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, only one person's excited. Yeah, I mean, it's maybe you're all morning people. Oh, Corinne's already done highlighting on her sheet. I hope it's better than my highlighting. My little girl helped me do mine. So we've got a couple of ways we can do this. I know that there are a million group chats going on. I know we've got pages and all sorts. I can continue to put stuff into our team page, because I, along the way, will give like some little challenges, I guess, and I'm going to have some prizes. So if you guys want me to do that, I'll put them into our team page, because I'm sure that the other girls will get something out of it. If you feel like you would prefer to work in a group environment, we can start a group message. But I just really am conscious there's a lot of group messages already happening, and it might just be a bit too much. What does everyone think?
I think the posting in the group is a good idea, especially if the girls that haven't seen
tonight
this video can still, even if they don't participate, they can still at least get a little bit of motivation or inspiration out of it.
Perfect. Okay, I think that's a good idea too. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Well, okay, perfect. So if everyone, I really encourage, if you haven't done it yet, that the one thing you do tonight is have a look through this, write down your goals, and then start. Just start. Don't even think about it. Just get into action. It's 7:30 now, so I'm gonna start doing my reach outs, because I didn't do them earlier today, and and get to it. So whatever it is for you guys.
Should we show our upline what we've written, or you?
Do you know what, Corinne? It's really however you work. I have girls in my team who absolutely love, they like to share everything with me. Cody finds that really helpful. She always shares her goals with me.
It'll keep me motivated.
Yeah, and keeps you accountable. You can pop it into our group chat if you like, with Lisa and I. Some people like to just do it themselves. They don't need that. It's really whatever works for you. I think identifying what works for you and doing that. And if your upline isn't maybe they're not doing this, or you're not quite sure, just reach out to me, and I'm happy. You can send me what what your goals are. So I'm here to support. Cool.
Thank you.
No worries, guys.